2D Mario games used to be the pinnacle of the gaming industry. When people thought of video games, this is what they would think of. Nintendo was making some of the greatest platformers of all time. Games whose impacts can still be felt today. Games that revolutionized the industry. But another revolution would soon happen once again. A 3D revolution. A new era of gaming was upon us, which began with the release of the PlayStation and N64. Oh yeah, and of course the Sega Saturn. Who could forget the Sega Saturn? And due to this new era, the Mario series changed forever with the release of Super Mario 64. This game, of course, was a massive success, but as the years ticked by, no new mainline Mario games came out until 6 years later with the release of Super Mario Sunshine in 2002, another 3D Mario game. At this point, it had been a decade since the last 2D Mario game came out. It was beginning to look like the series' evolution to 3D was permanent. The series was finally rebooted, and the game was really fun. For Mario fans, this was a refreshing return to the series' roots, and for newcomers, this was amazing as well. And 1 year later, Super Mario Galaxy released, showing that both 2D and 3D Mario games could live in harmony. But two great Mario games just came out. So what was Nintendo gonna do next?
To play a Mario game that's never been possible before. Today, here's his answer. New Super Mario Bros. For Wii.
Right. Now, play control is as simple as it ever was, with a few new twists added in. You can play with 1 to 4 players, and item boxes...
It looked like the DS game was ported to the Wii, but with more players. Or was this a whole new game? She did say, New Super Mario Bros. For Wii, after all. Well, in fact, New Super Mario Bros. Wii was a completely new game. Kinda. I say this because the gameplay and art style are pretty much the same as the DS game, but it had new levels, characters, and even power-ups. And despite its similarities, the game was still super fun, especially with friends. But they had just made two very similar 2D games in a row. Surely the next one would be different, right? Well, the next game would be shown at E3 2012, titled as New Super Mario Bros. Mii. But that was just a demo. The real game would later be called New Super Mario Bros. U, and this was just the beginning of Nintendo's mistakes with the Wii U. You see, Nintendo had incredible success with the Wii when it came out. It sold like crazy, and sold out at nearly every store. But most of the people who bought the Wii at the start weren't that big of gamers. Instead, they were attracted to more widespread family games like Wii Sports, Mario Kart, and eventually New Super Mario Bros. Wii. And this leads to the Wii U's biggest problem. It was trying way too hard to copy the Wii, even with the games. Which is why I believe that New Super Mario Bros. U was created in the first place, as they were trying to basically recreate their success with the Wii. But most people couldn't even tell the systems apart at its launch. And in part, these things are why the Wii U failed, becoming Nintendo's worst selling console of all time. But at least Nintendo had one other console, one that was doing much better, the 3DS. Maybe the next 2D Mario game would come out in a few years and be a completely new game, totally different from the oh my god. This game would be another one of the same, and it's supposed to come out in the same year as U? I mean, seriously, all of these games look nearly identical. And to prove that, I made a game show. It's time for Who's That Mario? Hello and welcome to Who's That Mario, the game show where you decide which New Super Mario Bros. Is which. You'll get 4 blurred videos and 4 options to choose from, and you have to match them together. I'll give you 10 seconds to decide, starting now. Ready, set, go. And that's 10 seconds up. Let's see if you got it right. If you got all of them were New Super Mario Bros. Wii, you got it right. Thanks for playing Who's That Mario, and I'll see you next time. The answer to that question probably wasn't really obvious, because all of these games look the same. And this has become the problem with the 2D Mario series. A problem I like to call Mario fatigue. You see, having 4 games that look the same might get old after a while, especially if you have DLC and a remake come out later. And a lot of fans were getting bored. The same corporate art style was being used over and over again, and it felt like Nintendo was just trying to play it safe. It felt like Nintendo stopped trying to be creative with the 2D games. Like they just gave up. Today it has been 10 years since the last mainline 2D Mario game came out. But in the meantime, some other things have been going on with Mario. Super Mario Maker and later Super Mario Maker 2 took the 2D game's place, as people could create their own levels now instead of just playing the ones made by Nintendo. But that's not the only thing that happened. Super Mario Odyssey and the Mario movie came out, introducing millions of people to the franchise. It seems like if Nintendo wanted to finally bring back Mario, now is the perfect time.
Onward and upward.
Mario is back, and this game is finally different. A completely new art style, gameplay, mechanics, characters, and elephants? But seriously, if this game is good, it could revive the 2D franchise from the dead, bringing the series back to its glory days. The repetitiveness of the new series is gone, and a completely new game full of personality has finally arrived. But what makes this game so different? Well, first of all, just look at the difference. One looks somewhat generic and bland, and the other looks creative and fun. Also, since you play as Peach, it seems like the normal story of saving the princess isn't there anymore. It's hard to say what this game is going to be about, but it looks to be the refresher that the series needs desperately. All because of this silly elephant guy. Thanks for watching, see you later.